I thank the gentleman for yielding his time to me very, very much. First, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to ask a unanimous consent request that the following items be entered into the record. A letter to the committee from numerous faith-based organizations, a letter to the committee from Consumers Union, a letter to the committee from Consumer Federation of America, a survey conducted by Consumers Union and Consumer Federation of America, a letter to the committee from the Mountain Area Information Network, known as MAIN, an editorial from the LA Times, an editorial from the New York Times, and an editorial from USA Today.
Without objection, each of those items have been reviewed by the majority, and they will be entered into the record. Thank
you very, very much. It's been said that there isn't any reason for the FCC to have developed these rules of the road, and that we are operating in theory. That's not correct, and I don't think that can stand on the record. The Open Internet Order was a reaction to specific abuses designed to prevent future problems. I mean, those are the facts. This is not theory. This isn't something that we made up. In 2005, Madison River Communications blocked VoIP on its DSL network. It was settled by FCC's consent decree that included a $15,000 payment. In 2006, Singular blocked PayPal after contracting with another online payment service. In 2007, Comcast initially denied and then admitted, after an FCC complaint was filed, that it blocked peer-to-peer traffic. Comcast subsequently changed its practices, and the FCC directed Comcast to disclose its network management practices and enjoined it from blocking VoIP. In 2008, Max Planck Institute released a study finding significant blocking of BitTorrent in the United States, including efforts by Comcast and Cox. In 2009, RCN entered in a class action settlement agreement in which it acknowledged it blocked, degraded, or slowed P2P apps. In 2009, AT&T blocked use of iPhone VoIP applications that use 2G or 3G, and in 2010, AT&T blocked use of the Slingbox iPhone application on a 3G network. So we're not operating out in the ether somewhere, and neither is the FCC. So I think it's important to set those things down for the record. I'd also like to make an observation, and again, thank the chairman for having this legislative hearing. What I've heard today is consumers believe that we should not be proceeding with the CRA, and that there is a very important set of standards, light by standard, by the FCC, that really should be put into place. We've heard from one of the 100 of Time Magazine's most influential persons in our country, maybe in the world, Ms. Chase, say that this is not menacing to innovators, that this is helpful and that it's important. Dr. Kovacs, you're the only one that I really don't get here in terms of your theory of economics. But Mr. Ciccone, I appreciate the fact that you would come, that you would accept our invitation and say what you have said and stand where you are standing. I've had disagreements, policy disagreements with AT&T, but we see where Comcast, where AT&T, where small entrepreneurial businesses, as well as consumer organizations, as well as economists, all weighing in and saying that these rules are not menacing. In fact, what is menacing is this CRA. So I'm glad that we've had this legislative hearing, because it's cast even a brighter light on what the committee is considering doing following this legislative hearing. I'm grateful to all of you, even those whose views I don't entirely either understand or embrace, but that's what makes for a great hearing. And I think that this has been, and I will, oh, right there, almost on the money. used my time. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. I appreciate your comments. For the witnesses' edification and for the committee, we're in the middle of a vote right now, so we will recess. We'll recess now and resume the hearing immediately thereafter. Now, I know some of you may have to depart. I understand that. Our committee members will probably submit some questions for the record then, for those of you who have to leave. Those who don't, we will reconvene, and then after we're done with the round of questions, the final round here, we will then recess briefly so the room can be reset, and we'll go right into the markup. And so I would welcome you all to stay around who can, and we'll be back after the vote. With that, the committee stands in recess.